What is Stoicism and why is it relevant today? Stoicism is a school of philosophy that was founded in Athens in the 3rd century BC by Zeno of Citium. The name Stoicism comes from the word stoa, which means porch or colonnade, where Zeno and his followers used to teach. The Stoics were interested in ethics, logic, and physics, but their main focus was on how to live a good and happy life. They believed that the key to happiness was not to depend on external things, such as wealth, fame, or pleasure, but to cultivate inner virtues, such as wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control. They also believed that everything in the universe is governed by a rational and providential force called logos, which we can align ourselves with by living according to nature. What is the dichotomy of control and how can it help you cope with stress? One of the most important concepts in Stoicism is the dichotomy of control. This is the idea that everything in life can be divided into two categories: things that are in our control and things that are not in our control. Things that are in our control are our own thoughts, opinions, judgments, decisions, actions, and reactions. Things that are not in our control are everything else: other people's thoughts, opinions, judgments, decisions, actions, and reactions, events and circumstances, weather, health, aging, death, etc. The dichotomy of control can help you cope with stress by helping you distinguish between what you can change and what you cannot change. Stress is often caused by trying to control or resist things that are not in our control. For example, you may feel stressed because your boss is rude to you, because your project is delayed by unforeseen factors, because your car breaks down on the way to work, or because you get sick. These are all things that are not in your control. You cannot make your boss be nice to you. You cannot make the project go faster than it can go. You cannot prevent your car from breaking down or your body from getting ill. Trying to do so will only frustrate you and make you more stressed. The Stoic way of dealing with these situations is to accept them as they are and focus on what you can control, your own response. You can choose how to think about these situations, how to interpret them, how to judge them, how to feel about them, and how to act on them. You can choose to see them as challenges rather than threats, as opportunities rather than obstacles, as lessons rather than failures, as indifferent rather than good or bad. You can choose to respond with calmness rather than anger, with patience rather than impatience, with resilience rather than despair, with courage rather than fear. By applying the dichotomy of control to your life, you can reduce your stress levels and increase your peace of mind. What is negative visualization and how can it help you overcome depression? Negative visualization is a Stoic technique that involves imagining the worst-case scenarios that could happen to you or the people or things that you care about. For example, you could imagine losing your job, your partner leaving you, your house burning down, your health deteriorating, or your death. The purpose of this exercise is not to make yourself feel miserable or fearful, but to appreciate what you have right now and prepare yourself for possible losses in the future. Negative visualization can help you overcome depression by helping you break free from the cycle of negative thinking that often characterizes depression. Depression is often associated with rumination, the tendency to dwell on past mistakes or failures, on regrets or guilt, on what could have been or should have been, on what is missing or lacking in your life. Rumination makes you feel hopeless and helpless. It prevents you from enjoying the present moment. It blocks you from taking action or making changes. The Stoic way of breaking this cycle is to practice negative visualization. Instead of focusing on what you don't have or what you have lost, focus on what you have or what you could lose. This will help you realize how fortunate you are to have what you have, how many things you take for granted, how many things could be worse. This will help you cultivate gratitude and contentment. It will make you appreciate the present moment. It will motivate you to make the most of what you have. What is the view from above, and how can it help you gain perspective? The view from above is a Stoic technique that involves zooming out from your current situation and seeing yourself and your problems from a wider and higher perspective. For example, you could imagine yourself as a tiny dot on the surface of the earth, surrounded by billions of other dots, all with their own lives and troubles. You could then zoom out further and see the earth as a small speck in the vastness of the solar system, the galaxy, and the universe. The view from above can help you gain perspective by helping you realize how small and insignificant your problems are in the grand scheme of things. Many of the things that we worry about or get upset about are trivial and ephemeral. They do not matter in the long run. They are not worth our time and energy. By seeing ourselves and our problems from a cosmic viewpoint, we can reduce our attachment and aversion to them. We can become more detached and objective. We can adopt a more humble and grateful attitude. The Stoic way of gaining perspective is to practice the view from above. Instead of getting caught up in your narrow and subjective view of reality, try to see yourself and your situation from a broader and more objective view of reality. This will help you realize how lucky you are to be alive and to have what you have, how many things are beyond your control and influence, how many things are common to all human beings. This will help you cultivate wisdom and serenity. It will make you more compassionate and tolerant. It will inspire you to live according to nature.